So, you're a creative craft or wellness business owner, but you absolutely hate creating content for social media. You genuinely can't even explain how much you hate creating content for social media, but it also feels like the best option to grow when you have no audience or you're just starting out. Well, my friend, this is actually false, and by the end of this video, you are going to have 3 actionable marketing strategies that have nothing to do with social media. The first strategy here that I'm going to explain to you is something that I actually did and got feedback from the target audience I was trying to reach, and they told me that that was the best way to market myself, and it actually made me stand out over other people. So that is what we are going to get into today. Now, if you need a little bit of clarity when it comes to using ChatGPT authentically for your business, whether it is for content marketing, making these strategies a little bit more authentic to your business, I have a resource for you. It is called the ChatGPT Prompts for Content Marketing. And I made these in particular for people who feel like this weird energy towards AI because you don't know how to use it, you don't want to sound inauthentic, but you want to utilize it so that you can automate your processes, get more done with your time, and take a lot of things off of your plate that can actually be done now with a few prompts that are strategic. I have 4 pages with all different focus points that you basically just fill in. I give you the template, you fill it in so that it's very particular for your business, and ChatGPT will give you back the most pinpointed responses for whatever you are asking about. If you'd like that resource, definitely click the link below. So welcome back to Essence Presents YouTube channel. My name is Liz. I'm the head photographer and content strategist here at Essence Presents. We help wellness, craft, and creative businesses streamline content off of their plate through photography and video services, as well as blog resources and these videos that I make for you. So what is my number 1 authentic social media free marketing strategy for small businesses and creatives? It's print. So print collateral is actually my number 1 strategy to market yourself social media free. Now you might be wondering, Liz, I'm not a local business, I'm an online business, or I work remotely, but I'm not opposed to working with people in my local area. Well, this has nothing to do with where you are located, but obviously if you are local, this is a great strategy. The main point of this strategy is to introduce yourself to a business that has a physical location. So obviously it works best for local businesses where you want to work with local people, and basically introduce yourself. You don't have to be a service-based business either. You can still just send people, as long as they have a physical address, a little note. This is what mine looks like. Have a bit of my photography on here, a picture of me, and a place to write something personal and something about why I want to work with their business, right? And in the same mailer, I include a brochure that shows people what I do. This is very outdated. I have a bit of outdated information on here, but it's basically telling people what I do, what my main offers are. And then you open it and you can see like my photography. I have all these QR codes that take people to my previous pages on my website. And then on the back is a great place to talk about your main signature offer, which at the time mine was Essence memberships. Then an About Me page. That's really all you need to send your ideal client and your ideal audience just an introduction of yourself and what you do. And the reason that this works is because it's different. We are not going into the DMs. We're not messaging or emailing our ideal client, because at this point, that's a little bit outdated and honestly saturated to just contact people in a way where we don't know them, but we can say whatever we want on the internet. It's one of those things that's very anonymous at this point. And what I would rather do is have an authentic way to showcase my value, what I value in terms of like even the quality of this paper, right? And the quality of the photo on the back. And it's okay, a small business. It looks like she works with small businesses. I'm a small business, right? I actually printed 3 different types of photos for this card that has the same back, and all of them pertain to different sub niches within my niche, right? So I work with small businesses, but I also work with herbalists, yoga studios, and retail boutiques. So this was the retail boutique niche, but I also have photography of my yoga studio experience with photography and the herbalism stuff. So whatever pertains the best to your audience that you want to reach, make sure everything aligns and it's like, wow, this looks like exactly like something I would want, the exact photos I would want. And then they get to keep a brochure, and it's a great portfolio showcase, but it's also an introduction that has a personal touch. That is why this works. So to give you a little bit of backstory and how I know that this actually worked for one of my clients is I was actually doing a photo shoot with her, and she said to me, because I had this idea of doing a brochure to showcase what I do and kind of post it either around town in the businesses that I know would align with me, kind of showcasing what I do, similarly to having your business card on a bulletin board. And she said to me, hey, I think that's actually a really good idea, because I will say if I received a letter from you or something from you that showcased your photography, I would have been sold right off the bat. Okay, so the second marketing strategy or tactic that is social media free to market your business is through partnerships. Now, partnerships have a bit of a range, right? We can say, okay, but a partnership can happen on social media. That is correct. But also, the main partnerships I'm referring to are collaborative partnerships with your business and another business in your field or in a related field, and podcasts. The reason that I believe this is a great tactic to market your business in 2025 authentically is because you have control over who you partner with, and you have control whether it is collaborative or it is meant to give you reach or give the other person reach, or up level both of your audiences through a conversation and through long form content. If you've been here for a minute, you know that I am all about the long form content these days. I had a bit of a breakup with social media, so to speak, and I just realized that I get so much more out of these longer form pieces of content than I ever did doing social media. And that's coming from a social media manager. So I just think that long form content is the way of the future. And I think that it is highly, highly valuable for businesses to invest in some form of long form content, whether that is you podcasting yourself, you going out of your way to introduce yourself to a podcaster that aligns with your business. This is important because that is going to give you the most time to speak with the person, but also for your audience to hear you and hear what you do. And that's why I feel like partnerships are great. Okay, so when it comes to podcasts, I'll just finish my point with podcasts. You're going to want to do some research, obviously, and understand where your audience is at and where the podcast that you ideally want to be on is at. So an audience that has like a crazy range of following, like 10,000 or more, I would even say 5,000 or more, is gonna be a little bit more difficult to, I guess, grasp, especially in the beginning. When you have no other partnerships that you've been on, you're gonna want to give them an example of how you talk and how you hold conversation, because they know their style. You could even say, I love your style, and this is why my style and your style work together. And this is why my audience is going to benefit from hearing you and hearing me on your show, right? And there are non-salesy ways of doing this, right? You can just simply start a conversation and talk to the team member who runs the podcast, or reach out through their contact form. It doesn't have to be trying to get to the host themselves right off the bat. You can kind of just say, hey, I'm interested in being on your podcast for these reasons. And I think that our audiences align deeply in this blank respect, and emphasize the benefit that will come from it. Whether it's on your end or their end doesn't really matter. I think people, as long as they're good people, they're always going to want to have a good conversation with you as long as it's beneficial and it aligns with their mission. Now, when it comes to collaborative partnerships, this has to do with either your service offering or your product. And what I mean by collaboration is you can either collaborate with your separate products in a sort of giveaway. And yes, giveaways can happen on social media, but it can also happen on an email campaign. It can happen with your products that maybe go together. Think like wine and cheese, or yoga class pass and a yoga mat. These things go together, but they do not compete. That's the most important thing that I'll say here is you don't want your product to compete with the product that you want to have a collaboration with. So for instance, I would not, if I were an herbalist and I make hand salve, I would not collaborate with another herbalist who does tea, even though they're different. See, there's a difference with kind of, you don't want to take business away from each other. You want to only add to each other's collaborative effort, right? So a really great way to do partnerships is through giveaways on an email. That's an email campaign, and you can run countdowns. You can run all sorts of things to promote this on an email. Or you can actually collaborate on a product. So or a service. So it's the same thing, the same idea. So say you are a yoga teacher and you want to collaborate with another teacher, but they do herbalism, and you run a workshop together. That's like added value into one thing, and it's non-competitive because you guys both have different services. That is where you could come up with one workshop and both of your expertise are serving the same audience, but you're also growing your audience. Or another idea of this that we've all seen are like brand collaborations, right? When you literally develop a product together as yourself and another business. And that comes a whole other element of collaboration, which I don't know is necessary for this video, but that's just to give you an idea of the kind of partnerships that you can do as a business owner. So let's round it up thus far. My first tactic for marketing strategies that are social media free is through print. So print collateral, marketing collateral, and sending these brochures and your card to your ideal audience. The second one is partnerships, and partnerships can range with product collaboration, podcasting, or collaboration with your services or separate products into one giveaway or workshop. Now, the last one, which I'm sure none of you will see as a surprise, is content marketing. As some of you may know, I know maybe some of you are a little bit still confused about the concept of content marketing, but content marketing can incorporate social media, but in its essence does not necessarily. When we talk about content marketing, we're really talking about content. And when you think about the definition of that, that ranges. Social media is just an aspect of it. So how can we market ourselves through content marketing without social media? This is going to be blogs and long form video or podcast content. We think about all the ways that we consume content. We hear it, we see it, and we read it, right? So when it comes to reading content, if that is your preferred form of expressing yourself, expressing what you do in your business, that would be blog content. And that can range in and of itself so deeply. You can go into case studies, you could do how-to articles, step-by-steps, all sorts of value-packed content that can go into blogs is endless. So that is definitely the best one for if you like to read content. Now, when it comes to listening, we can invest in podcasting. If you don't like being on video and you'd rather your audience listen to you versus see you every day, I totally get it. That is going to be your best way to do long form content marketing. And then of course we have video content, which of course is this as you are watching right now. So if you are having trouble deciding well, what do I talk about? How do I come up with all these ideas? Like, what really am I going to be doing on this blog that's really going to be adding value? And I'm not going to lie, it is. It's going to take a minute to get your content out there, because the more you add, the more eyes are on you, and the more you are teaching all of the algorithms that people are resonating with your content. And if you do choose to go onto YouTube or something like that, you get even more of an accurate audience, because it knows how to categorize you when you make content about a specific subject. So that is just a little tidbit of why YouTube is so great for video content. But you're still having this problem. You need content ideas that stand out and don't blend into the ocean of other content in your niche. The ChatGPT content marketing free resource that I have below is going to be perfect for you if you need just a little boost with ideas. You don't want to be lost with this. You really want to make this authentic. I promise you, AI can actually be authentic when you know how to use it. And I am a content strategist of 5 years, and I know exactly what to put into ChatGPT so that it gives me the most authentic thing out, and no one will ever be able to tell that AI wrote it, especially if you are always using your own boundary and rule of proofreading and making sure that everything is in your voice. So if you want those templates, those prompts that I literally lay out for you, all you have to do is fill in the blanks. That download is below. All you have to do is put in your email, and that will get sent right to your inbox. So I hope this video helped you. Please give it a like and comment yes if this helped you. I am planning to do a lot more content this month. I have a solopreneur pep talk that is going to have a bit of a different format this month, where I'm going to be walking you through my workflow. I hope that that's going to be interesting for you. So I'm excited about that one. So please subscribe for more videos if this helped you. There's a lot more videos where this one came from, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.